I'm Vinny, the knife guy, and I got some spare time when the kid is sleeping right now. My newborn is sleeping, so I got several knives to sharpen, and I'll show you. This is my chest harness, so this is what I'm gonna put you on this morning with me. A little POV action. This is mostly what I have you guys on. Most of you like seeing the POV version instead of like having a fixed angle, but I have the comments on, so if you want to see a different angle, let me know and I can adjust it. And I have 2 repeat customers today. One brought me 8 knives, so 5 beautiful shuns. I'll show you. Very nice Nakiri. And then noticing this little paring knife has a little bent tip on it. The camera will focus. Yeah, right there. Once I get into the chest mount, I'll show you a little bit more close up. And then these are the other knives. And then another customer brought me several folders, a couple of chef's knives, and a hatchet. So I'm gonna try and rapid fire this and hopefully keep it under 1 hour. And I'll keep you guys posted on the whole process. So I will be wearing a respirator and some ear pro, but hopefully this microphone works well that I have right here. If this thing gets in the way, just let me know and I'll try to adjust it. All right, guys, let's get started. Having this over here as well, if I miss any of the comments. Okay, perfect. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is start with a 120 grit Kubatron belt. I'm gonna set the angle at 15 degrees for these shuns. So I use this tape here. Gabo, what's up, man? The kid, I just fed the newborn. He is passed out, and plus the wife is watching him, so try to hammer these out. So, yeah, I am doing well, man. Okay, so here's this knife. Try to zoom in for you guys. See how the tip is a little bent? Yeah. I'm gonna fix that up. So I don't think I need to grind down on the spine. I think just normal sharpening will help take this tip off. So yeah, let's get to it. These are the 5 knives. I'd rather zoom out. 5 shuns. I'm gonna set the angle at 15. And then she asked me to keep the same angle for everything, so that's what we'll do. She kept a few of the knife sleeves I gave her, and then we'll give her a few more. All right. Yeah, Gabriel, I'm doing well, man. Just adjusting to the new parent life, and yeah, just trying to knock these out, so. Jake, how's it going? So I'm using this ruler to act as an extension of my platen. So I zeroed it out, showing this was 16.9, so I probably had this at 17 for some other knives. Using my pliers, I'll unloosen this because I have it on pretty tight, so I don't want it to move. I did add this little tape here, so make sure I don't mar the thumb screws. So I'm gonna set this to 15. Gabo, how's everything with you, buddy? Okay, so 15.1, I think that's acceptable. You don't have to chase numbers. As long as you're within a couple of tenths, I think that's totally fine. So I'm at 15.1. I'm just gonna tighten it, 15.2, 15.1 jumped, perfect. Just gonna tighten these here. Perfect. 15.1, I like it. You just want to make sure the angle guide does not move when you're sharpening to have different angles. Perfect. Oops. How's it going? Thank you guys for tuning in. All right, I'm gonna put my respirator on. I'm testing out a few different ones. I have this one, this is my go-to. This is like 35 bucks. This one is way more expensive. Haven't even put it on really, but it's more of like a little backup. So I'll be sharpening it at 15. This set of knives, 120 grit Kubotron belt to start with, 2000 RPM. If you guys are enjoying this, please give it a thumbs up. Definitely helps promote the channel. Alright, sweet. Okay, let's get to it. Shameless plugs here and there. Okay, my light. Okay, put this down here. I have a magnet underneath this to help catch any of the metal shavings. Carry. The great thing is sharpening repeat customers' knives is that I know the angle I set them at, so really minimal work, and I already created a burr here. It's like one pass. I mean, this sheen wasn't great. Like this sheen was in great condition to start with anyway. So let's do one more to make sure. And the best part of sharpening repeat customers' knives is that I remove very minimal material because they already see me and I know what the angle is. And if they maintain their knives, perfect. So like here, I created a burr already. I go one more pass to make sure everything's cleaned up. And I'm feeling and I'm looking underneath like the light, everything looks good. Devo, is it around like midnight for you, buddy? Good. How's the camera angle? Can you guys let me know if it's all good? So I use the light here to make sure I bring up a burr. I can see a white line. I can feel it going all the way through. Do one more pass. Okay. Now this one could take a little bit more time since I have to work the tip a little bit. The tip is actually blunted. And then, see how it's blunted right there? Probably one of her favorite knives since it has the most abuse to it. I have a burr. The tip is already fixed. And that's good. You guys can see how I put a tip on. And it still looks a little crooked on that side, but there's a balance of taking out too much material and fixing the tip. So we'll still go a little bit more. You can still see how it's crooked. So we'll take off a little bit more, but I still want to preserve as much metal as possible. And you want to be careful not to overheat like the knife as well. Do you have a tip
straightener tool, but to be honest, I've actually broken more chips off with that than actually straightening because you're bending the metal back and forth. I think there's only small use cases, but just a few more passes like that and we are good. That looks good. I like it. Cool. And make sure this is all looking good. So you can see like the metal shavings here. Yeah, this customer takes really good care of their knives, so this is very easy work right here. Perfect. This one seems a little bit more abused. Hey Jim, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Everyone, Jim from Home Spark, he's an amazing sharpener. If you haven't, go check out his channel. So you see how there's a white part here, not anything here. So you still have to sharpen the whole thing. Some people like to focus on one spot. I like to still do equal passes to make sure I'm evening out everything. Personal preference. Some people who, if there's only tip damage, they may just work on the tip. I like just to sharpen the whole edge so everything is equal. One more pass. Alright. Final knife for this one, numero 8. So you guys see how this is a way larger bevel? That's because it's thicker back here. So don't be scared when you see a thicker bevel. That's just because there's just more meat behind the edge, that's all. Thinner knives have smaller bevels. We're gonna do maybe one more, maybe 2 more passes to see how it goes after this one. Yep, looks good. Alright, so we're all done with the... Jake, what's up, buddy? You keep saying hi. Hopefully everything's good. Now we're going to 600 grit Trizac. And I'm going to just go equal passes back and forth, not, just enough to refine the edge. One second. Why is this all up like that? Trying to just maintain cleanliness in my shop. You use the paper towels to help catch the metal shavings. If someone in a webland knows how to 3D print and can think of a cool idea to help catch these metal shavings, please let me know. Cool, there we go. If you guys are enjoying this video, you can hit the thumbs up. Definitely helps promote this channel, which allows more people to see it. And if you guys are enjoying it, you can follow me on my socials at the Knife Guy Reno. So with this one, I created a burr already. Now I'm just refining it. Hitting the camera as well. I used to sharpen only on one side, and just do equal, and like, you know, do a handful of passes on one side, then a handful of passes on the other. What I noticed by doing that, the burr was a lot larger, and it took more time to remove with the leather belt. So this may seem a little bit slower going back and forth, swapping sides, but in the long term, it is actually faster because the burr is much smaller when you do alternating passes like this. And then for these, I'll refine it again with the 1200 grit. Try that. Really gave it a really refined edge. I don't always go to 1200 grit anymore, just depending on the knives and the use case. This person takes really good care of their knives and they want that refined edge. Other times I'll go to 600 grit and I'll still leave a toothier edge, and most people are happy with that. So it's not one size fits all for everything I do. Okay, so now, done with that. Now I'm going to the 1200 grit, and I'll go probably 1 or 2 passes each side. Sorry, I'm going 2 passes each side just to refine the scratch pattern more. When I first started, I thought higher grit meant sharper. It really doesn't. I can get a razor sharp knife with only 120 grit and remove the burr. What the higher grit does, it refines the scratch pattern, which affects on how you cut, on how the knives cut through things. So this person uses it for very delicate meat, and this will slice more, while having a toothed edge might slice through a tomato better. So that's why it's always good to ask the customer what they're using this for and what their needs. These are very high dollar knives. And then to remove the burr at the end, I'll be using my 3-micron diamond spray on my belt. It's already preloaded. I let it dry before I started filming. If you turn the machine on and the belt is still wet from the spray, it's going to just splatter everywhere. So these are 8 knives, pretty much done in around 20 minutes or so. And I don't think I'm really speeding. I'm going through the 1200 grit step. So remove that. Now I'll take you over to my leather shopping machine. Edge trailing, always edge trailing. Maintain the same angle, back and forth. Now I'm going to test each knife on a piece of paper. Make sure it cuts. All lives. I maintain the same angle when I strop. When I first started, I increased the angle because I thought that would hit the apex more. If you maintain the same angle, it should be good. You know, I could put a little bit more pressure, nothing too crazy, because you don't want to use too much pressure to roll the edge. But if you can maintain the same angle, that's perfect. I know some people say go more obtuse by 1 degree to make sure you hit it, but you can just maintain the same angle, that's perfect. All right, so always take your leather belt off, it will stretch over time. Cool. Headphones coming off.
Respirator coming off. Can you guys let me know how the audio is? Okay. Get my piece of paper. May have to use 2. We'll see. All right, let's clean these off with some rubbing alcohol. I always tell the customer to use soap and water to clean it or to wash it down. Even though I'm wiping them down with rubbing alcohol, it's still good to use soap and water before any food use. All right, and then, you know, it is okay if you don't sharpen a knife fully, and that's why we test it. There's been plenty of times where I had to go through a knife and resharpen it. That's why I test every knife, even though my process is the same. And there's 8 knives here. If 7 are sharp, the 8th could be not so sharp just for whatever reason. So it's okay to know that, but I test every knife just to make sure. And here we go, we have the Nakiri. Yeah, that's very sharp. That's very sharp. That's very sharp. That's very sharp. This little guy. Yeah, very, very good. I'll use a new piece of paper. No trickery, no magic. Just having a standardized process to make sure everything is good. And then you can still see at the end, this knife had a broken tip. Let's try and focus. And I made it very, very pointy. And that looks really good. So having your standardized process is a way to go. It keeps everything even. All right, let's see. Okay, now let's zoom out. Very good. Nope, that did not go there. Nope, that did not go there. Oh, that's too big. That's good. Good, all right, so we need 3 more. I'm upgrading my bins to hold my knife sheaths in there. Very good. Cut off the excess. Will fit. Might be a little too big. Too big. This one's just a weird in between size, so it's a little bit larger than I like, but still should hold just fine. Beautiful. All right. Perfect. These are all done. Let's put them back in. There's a knife sleeve in here. Okay, well, extra one, all good. Oh, there is a, oh, I guess they were all good with their knife sleeves, okay. All right, so I'll let this customer know. So just to show how fast you can sharpen 8 knives and package everything up, that was 27 minutes, probably a little less. So you can do 16 knives in 1 hour. That's not bad. Give this person a couple, let's give them a couple stickers. Everyone likes stickers. A couple more business cards. Perfect. Don't be dropping things. Perfect. And this customer is all done. And then now you get to watch me fumble my way through securing this. I may just put this in. I was having gloves, this is very difficult. Got it, barely. I may just put this in my butcher paper just to secure it more. That's what I'll do. I have this just to make sure if I can read any comments, but I can see everything good on my phone. Really want to make sure these don't pop out. Almost takes longer packaging everything up than sharpening. Biggest thing is, like, I want to protect these knives after spending all that time sharpening them and making them very, very sharp. Okay, done. And then I think I have 8 other knives to sharpen and a hatchet. Hatchet I'm going to freehand. I'll put a convex edge on that. Perfect. Let's do one more business card on top. Normally, I mean, this is my normal process. Most people just put their knives in like a kitchen towel. So she has her own little sheath, and I want to make sure this is all secure. I will do this off camera. This is her stuff. All right. Thank you very much, Erica. All right, let's get to these. Catherine, thank you very much. Here's what we have. We have a couple of folders. These will not be at 15. I'm gonna have to move these to 17 or so. Okay. Kershaw, everything looks really good. And then we have that right there. So again, I'm gonna start with a 120 grit Cubitron belt, but then I'm gonna change the angle. Get these in the trash. All right, and then I use taking you through my garage, I have a metal trash can because I do put like the metal shavings in there and there could be a chance to heat up and you want something metal to make sure nothing's gonna burn. Okay, zeroing this out, so, and just like before, maintain at 15 degrees, that's perfect. And we'll move this to 17 now. That's why I'm using this to really make sure this doesn't move. Perfect. I like it. And with the hatchet, I won't refine it as much, obviously, because it won't be really slicing, it's gonna be chopping, and you want a coarser grit. All right. Cool. Respirator is going back on, and for 8 knives, that's a metal shaving, so not a lot actually, because I sharpened them before. So Nick, how's it going?
All right, guys, respirator is back on. Air Pro is on. If you guys are enjoying this, hit the thumbs up. It definitely helps promote the channel, and I really appreciate it. All right, check out this beautiful Kershaw. So you see how there's different stuff? You never want to lay it down over here. You always want it right flat. So never lay it down, you always want to have it up flat. That's great. Oh, this is cool. Little stubby guy. That's so interesting. Different grinds on it, that's so weird. I've never seen it before. And the cool thing is I can adjust this, so I can move the tracking a little bit over. I might have to freehand this. I'm going to have to freehand this one. It doesn't really want to track too well. I have this rubber bumper. Well, let's just see. That's it. I'll freehand it. Yeah. So I'm finding what the shovel is. Perfect. Okay, cool. So I got a burr. That's cool. So I'm wiping this down. This is a cool knife. I like this. I like it a lot. So again, there's different ink. So you always want to have it on this flat part, not the primary grind. Always have it on the flat. So this thumb screw is getting in the way. That's why I have to tilt it up like this to really hit it. So, and tilt the knife up a little bit, and then flatten it out. Same thing over here, so just need the tracking back and forth. And flatten it out. So, I'll burn at the tip, and not the heel, not in the middle. So, don't almost caught me. There we go. On that side, we have a burr. We'll create a burr on the other side. So the burr isn't formed on this side yet, so we just gotta go over a few more times. It just means that the edge was uneven, that's all. Closing it up. So you see how we have a burr here, nothing here, so then a burr here. That's all. Equal passes back and forth. Oh yeah, and just like that. We got it. Perfect. Love it. Cool knife. This person has a really nice collection of knives. I think it's tougher actually as a sharpener. Joseph, what's up, buddy? To sharpen the smaller knives because there's not much of it that can actually stay on the platen, on the angle guide. So because of this angle here, I can't run it straight up. That's why I have to come at a slight angle. So I have a burr, but if you zoom in, so there's a spot here. It's very small, but it's a little chip. So I'm not done sharpening yet. So even though you have a burr throughout the whole edge, you don't want any chips in the knife's edge. I see another chip over there up the head again. Let's see. I know I said I'll do alternating passes, but I want to limit the amount of times I do the swap of the belt. So the bird's going to be a little bit higher, a little bit larger, but still a little more time. Removing it, really fine. You'll see a small little chip in it. So we're doing a great job at removing the damage. Never really want to add more pressure. You just want to go over it like more, that's all. Adding more pressure can heat up like a knife. So I still see a chip again. Oh, okay, that scared me. I moved the tracking over too far, so it started to rub on that. I was like, my hand like a knife? Like, what's going on? So yeah, I got scared. Oh, that's embarrassing. You mean like a sandy grind, Gabo? What do you mean, buddy? How do you sharpen a full flat grind bevel? Are you saying if like this was all, if this was the entire edge, so like a full sandy grind? Then if that's the case, I'll put a micro bevel on it and I'll talk to the customer. Because I don't have a good way to sharpen the entire knife like that, if that makes sense. If that's your question. So this knife has a couple of chips in it. I'm running a respirator because this is all metal shavings here. I'm going edge leading, so I don't want this. So I'm catching most of the metal shavings, but a lot of it's going up in my face, and I don't want to breathe that. final is the actual chef's knife. Beautiful knife. And then I'll sharpen the axe last. So Debo, did that make sense to you? Like I'll talk to the customer. I don't have a good way to sharpen the whole candy grind, so I'll just probably put a micro bevel on it. So I talked to a few knife sharpeners, and even though like they may create a candy grind, they still put a micro bevel on it, which I thought was interesting. But then some people don't. So I know there's a video that just came out about micro bevels. I was never a fan of them because I thought they made knives duller, but if you do it right and you put a full bevel on it, or if you don't do just 1 or 2 passes, if you make it a little bit more of a micro bevel by doing more passes, there's more meat behind it, and it will help make the edge stronger. Okay. Cool. So 120 grit's done. I'm gonna keep these at 600 grit. And I'll sharpen this axe last. Take this out. Let's just see. This is gonna create a lot of metal shavings, so I'll probably swap out the camera angle. Yeah, okay, cool. Very good. So, yeah, you always wear a respirator because you don't want to breathe any of these metal shavings. When I first started using electric sharpeners, I'm like, why am I coughing so much? I'm like, oh my god, look at the metal shavings coming off. Crazy. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 8, 15 knives. So you see how fast I'm knocking out 15 knives. And I'll freehand this guy. Get out of the way. Alright. That's done. Put you guys over here. Get my leather strop. So I go edge leading for sharpening and edge trailing for burr removal. How do you calculate? I tilt the, well, since I've been having like a lot of practice, I can feel where the angle is on the knife, and I just bevel match, buddy. Yeah. I think it just takes time to feel this confident doing it. And then let's say that you don't bevel match, you put a different angle on. As long as you maintain that same angle, you'll be fine. The thing is, you don't want different angles when you sharpen. That's like the worst thing. So let's say on one side I sharpen, just for example, at 17 degrees. And on the other side I do 20. Well, that bevel is going to be higher on one side and uneven. So you really just want to make sure both are the same. So you try to bevel match as best you can, but if you can't, just maintain. So I'm locking my hands, going back and forth. So the first set of knives I sharpen, the Shuns, and I believe they're Henkels or Wusas, I forget. They will be sharper than these, just because I sharpen them at a steeper angle at 15. So the wedge is sharper, then these are a little bit wider. I went with that reason because, well, this person had a Wusas knife, so that's 17. These knives are not meant to be delicate. These are cutting through cardboard, tape, twine, wood, or whatever. So you want more edge behind it. If the person used the Shuns, like this other one, it would have been ruined. Okay, so respirator come off. Okay, whew. All right, I'm gonna take you guys off my chest for a second. All
right. No, actually, I'll leave you guys on my chest, and I'll clean these, and I'll test out the sharpness. All right. Very good, very good, very good. But when I sharpen this hatchet, I'll take you guys off the chest. I'll have a fixed mount. Okay, let's do a little cut test. Let's see. Oh, always take your leather belts off. That was my fault. Did not do that. Because they will stretch over time since they're a natural material. Okay, let's see. Knife cuts really well. Oops. It's a little toothier. I feel that. It's short, a little stubby. Might have to work a little bit more on this guy. Oh, there we go. Very good. Very good. Cool. Very, very good. Okay, so folder. 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 We'll get a chef's knife for sleeve for this guy. No, it's a little too wide. Cool. All right. Take you guys off here. Let's see how this will work. Oops. Okay, hold on. Manage with me for a second, people. Putting this in my little phone holder. I know, dude. I got a new box. So I got these dividers here. I'm going to double stack the divider because I got a lot more sleeves. So. All right. Try and get you guys, and I'll try and zoom in. what I see. Okay, let's zoom in. Very good. I know that's not the best, but for right now. Okay. My respirator.
Using 120 grit belt. Here we go. So this one shot a lot more stuff because I'm going higher. So that's why I didn't want it on my camera. I'll refine it. A couple light passes with a 600 to minimize that burr. And then I'll use the leather strop. That's it. Very simple. I'll take you to my leather strap over here. This will turn. Not really turning. Okay, let me just knock this out just real quick. Sorry, you can't really see me, guys. With anything, you really want to take like the burr off. Okay, burr's off. I'll put you back on my chest.
Hopefully, all right. Stand by. Okay. Got you guys back on. Cool. All right, let's clean this off. When I first started, like, I don't know why I hated sharpening axes, but turns out they're very good. All right, first take. No, first take, that's horrible. Let's try to zoom out. There we go. There we go. Very good. All right, guys. So that was 17 knives in 56 minutes. So not too shabby. I think that's pretty good, right? So if we charge $10 a knife, $170 in 1 hour, that's not too shabby. Not too shabby. All right. Gabo, lucky for you, double burrito time. It's gonna be a weird thick burrito for this axe. Okay, this is a very weird one. I might have to, I'm not sure if I have to double burrito this. So I have a knife sharpening event mid next month, and I'm trying to speed up like the time to sharpen because there's going to be a lot of people there, So I have my wife, I'm gonna drop the kid off with Grandpa, and then the wife and I are just going to sharpen for a little pop-up event. And we'll see on how well it goes. So obviously I can go a lot faster than this with than recording. So if I did 17 knives in about 1 hour, my goal is to boost that up to maybe 25 or even 30 knives per hour, just because, just for the amount of people, hopefully, that are going to be there. So, okay, got this. I think I'm gonna buy some white tape. I think that would look good. Okay. All right, that's not bad. Give this person a couple of business cards. Very good, very good. Got my tape. And then you guys get to watch me if you want of how I'm cleaning my whole shop after the sharpening job. And then I'll give both these people a call. But just to show how much money you guys can make doing this as a side business, you know, it took me a little bit longer because I have to like record and do all that stuff, but set up. But I mean, honestly, you saw how fast, and I don't think I skipped anything. I made sure they were all sharp. I tested every knife, cleaned them, put a sleeve on, wrapped them, changing camera angles, talking to you guys. So if you guys are interested at turning this into a little side business or into a small business like how I did, you can see how much money you guys can actually make. Okay. And then you guys can see me fumble around with this. So the goal was to have like my wife package everything up while I sharpen, so I can just knock that out. Okay. Thank you, Kathleen. Sweet. All right, guys, I'm going to put this to the side as well. Put you guys on a fixed camera if you guys still want to watch on my camera mount. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And if you guys have any questions, I'll still be here just cleaning up a little bit. So sweet. So here's my shop. Okay. I like to be a little OCD and keep a clean shop. I think that's best. So just keep, I don't know, it looks very professional when people come in to see my shop and then like, oh, it's actually clean. Like, yeah, I try to keep it clean. So that's just one thing. It does get a little messy from time to time. That's why I like to just clean everything up. Okay, taking. So I know this is not the exciting part, but I'll still leave it running in case you guys have any questions. So let's see, turn this around. So the biggest thing when you sharpen, apex, create that burr and refine it. No, I'm sorry. You can create that burr and remove the burr. Just two things. Everything else in between is optional. But you have to apex it and you have to remove the burr to have the best sharpening. So when I use the Trizax, the 600 grit and the 1200, that's in between. People go different ways. Some people like to go even higher. Some people like to go stay at 120 or 600. It's all sharpening, it's all the sharpener's choice. And talk to your customer as well. So turn the camera around. All right, so just gonna clean up a little bit. And if you guys have any more questions, I'll be here, so. Okay. Just using some Mrs. Meyer's to clean up. I like it because it smells good. Because I wish there's more of a containment option for all the metal shavings. I just haven't found one, so it's a little tough. So if you guys can 3D print anything or you know anyone, let me know. I am definitely interested in that. And plus, I think just having a clean shop, I'm very OCD, so I like that, having a clean shop. But then, you know, you have people come in, and then how many times have you been to a shop where it's dirty, so you know that they work, but if it's dirty, then how much do they really care about cleaning up their shop? How much do they really care about protecting your knives and making sure everything is tip-top shape for them? So that's where I'm at. I use this. If I use really small knives, I'll put water in this, and then I'll cool the knives down in that. So I really enjoy doing that. Okay, here's my magnet, giant on-off magnet. This thing works really, really well. Okay, so then we are done cleaning up. And it's a very easy cleanup, nothing too crazy. So I'll put these paper towels here. This helps as like a little barrier to make sure it doesn't get on the electronics. Or just contain it. Then use a few more. I'm gonna swap the shop towels, but I think those work out a little bit better. Okay. Got that. And 3 more. Biggest thing I want to try and create like a little catch basin here. That's my end goal. I just haven't found anything that will work too much yet. All right, guys. Well, that is pretty much all I got for you guys today. Let's see if there's anything going on. Dude, you look I feel fat. So, yeah, I haven't really been working out too much, but I'm trying to. When you're done cleaning, are you gonna close the live? Yeah, I'm gonna close it out. Been here for 65 minutes, 17 knives. I could sharpen much faster if I'm not talking about and showing things. So once you get good, you can probably go easy 20 knives per hour. I charge $10 per knife, a little bit more for hatchets, but roughly 10 bucks a knife. So, but don't sacrifice speed over quality. Go slow when you first start. I've been doing this for a little bit, and make sure you tighten down your angle guide, because I would hand tighten it first, and then halfway through sharpening, I'd remeasure and it'd be off by ½ a degree. I'm like, oh, this is not good. So yeah, do that. Jim, I'll see you later, buddy. I'll stick around for a little bit longer, make sure everything's good. If there's any more questions. Yeah, if you guys have any more questions for me, just let me know. Other than that, I'll probably hop on and do another live stream in a couple days. All right, guys. Well, I think that's it. Jim, I appreciate it. Everyone check out Jim's channel at HomeSpark. Awesome guy, great sharpener. Gabo is my right-hand man here. He has been with me for a long time. Yeah, awesome guy. So thank you guys so much. I'm Vinny the Knife Guy. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me on my socials at Vinny the Knife Guy Reno. All right, guys, have a great day.